Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. First of all, I would like to say thank you so much to Mem Robiah who has given us time to explain our material today. In here, we would like to explain about embedded clause structure, adverbial clauses. We are from a fifth group. My name is AYOEDHYA di DESTY Fortina as a moderator and also presentator 1, and then AFIFATUN NAFSIYAH as a second presentator, Nisa Febi MELIANA as a third presentator, YULIANTI AGUSTINI as a fourth presentator, and the fifth presentator is WANDIRA. Okay, let's start our discussion today by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Okay, let's start our discussion today. For the presentator, time is yours. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is AYOEDHYA di DESTY Fortina as a first presentator. In here, I would like to explain about definition of embedded clauses. Embedded clauses is another way of using a subordinate clause, but in the middle of a sentence, it's become embedded in the sentence. In here, embedded have two types. The first is nominal clauses. Is create the embedded clause using for, that, from, or being. And the second is relative clauses. Is create the embedded clause using which, where, who, whom, and whose. I think that's all my presentation today. If I have any mistake, I'm so sorry. The last I say Wassalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.
Well, Assalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is AFIFATUN NAFSIYAH. Here, I wanna explain you about adverbial clause. Adverbial clause is a dependent clause which functions as an adverb and provides information about verbs, adjective, or adverbs that are in independent clause with the capacity to answer questions such as how, when, where, and why. An adverbial clause begins with a word called the subordinate conjunction, such as when, after, because, and through, which connects it with an independent clause. I think enough. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Nisa Febi MELIANA. I'm a third presentator. Now, I will explain about types of adverbial clause. First, adverbial clause of time. The conjunction are when, before, after, since, as long as, until, till, and etc. For example, after, I go to campus after I have my breakfast. Before, they will leave before you get here. Second, adverbial clause of place. The conjunction are where, wherever, everywhere, and etc. For example, wherever you go, I will accompany you. Third, adverbial clause of contrast. The conjunction are even though, although, though. For example, I will go to swim although the weather is cold. Fourth, adverbial clause of reason or cause. The conjunctions are because, since, now that. For example, because I was late because I couldn't catch the bus. Fifth, adverbial clause of result or effect. The conjunction so, blah blah blah, that. For example, she studies so hard that she is successful in her study. Okay, maybe that's all from me. For the next material will be explained by fourth presentator. Thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is YULIANTI Agustini. Here I will continue my friend's explanations about types of adverbial clause. Adverbial clause of purpose. Conjunction from adverbial clause of purpose is in order that, for the purpose that, so that, and that. The example is in order that I can sleep nicely, I turn off the TV. The next, in order that can sleep nicely, I turn off the TV. The last, in order that to sleep nicely, I turn off the TV. The next is adverbial clause of condition. Conjunction from adverbial clause of condition is if, unless, if only, and the example, if you go, I will not cry. The example of unless you go, I will not cry. And the example of if only you would know me, I could be happy. The next is adverbial clause of exception. Conjunction from this adverbial clause of exception is except that. Example, excepting that it rains, we will go out tonight. The next is adverbial clause of manner. Conjunction from adverbial clause of manner is as if and as do. Example, she walks as if she were a boss. The last is adverbial clause of degree. Conjunction from adverbial clause of degree as blah 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 as, so blah 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 as, more blah 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 than. The example of as blah 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 as, she is as beautiful as her mother is. The example of so blah 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 as, she is not so beautiful as her mother is. And the example of more blah 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 than, she is more beautiful than mother is. The last I say thank you. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Wandira. Here I would like to tell you about the use of adverb clause. Using an adverb clause in your sentence is a good idea or way to add important descriptive detail and information to your writing. They are flexible and can be placed. The first at the beginning of the sentence, the second is in the middle, the third at the end of the sentence. Okay, the first is adverb clause at the beginning of a sentence. When placed at the beginning of a sentence, an adverb clause is followed by a comma. Seen in this example of adverb clause. The first is whether you like or not, comma, you have to go to bed now. The adverb clause is like or not. Second is if you pay your bills on time, comma, you can have a good credit score. And the last one is unless
Okay, I think that's all. The presentation of fifth group. We are so sorry if we have so many mistakes. The last we say Wassalamualaikum Warahmatullahi Wabarakatuh.